Alright everyone, Trump has decided to attack the fake news again, and from various people who don't like Trump, you get, oh, he's attacking the press, he's attacking the free press, he's attacking the media, oh, First Amendment. This isn't about the First Amendment. These are for-profit corporations that participate in the activities of the press. They have the same set of rights as you or I. Nothing more, nothing less. They have the right to conduct all the investigative journalism that they want. So do I. They can analyze politics all they want. So can any random YouTuber, any random vlogger, blogger, Twitterer, whatever they happen to be. They can do whatever they want. But doing whatever they want does not extend to they get an automatic free pass to sit in on every meeting that the president has at their will because they have some sort of special power because they happen to declare themselves to be the press. CNN and Fox and Breitbart and Drudge and all these different groups, MSNBC and NBC and ABC and The Blaze, all of these groups are simply corporate business entities that happen to participate in the same First Amendment tenet, the rights of the press, that any random individual who is independent with a webcam or a blog happens to be doing as well. It is the same exact thing. Trump is not attacking the media at large. Trump is not attacking the press at large. He's attacking what he feels to believe to be yellow journalism. What he feels is inappropriate and fake. It's propaganda. I concur with his estimation, and I'll tell you why. There was a time throughout the Obama administration, throughout the Bush administration, back into Clinton, all the way back hundreds of years, politicians have always sparred with elements of the media that they didn't get along with, that would do some muckraking if they were corrupt, or you could call it yellow journalism if they weren't corrupt and they tried to cast them off as corrupt. Trump's fans will say that the legacy media, the corporatist model groups like CNN, or NPR or whatever, that they are doing yellow journalism. They're making propaganda, fake crap up about Trump constantly to try to denigrate his approval. People who hate Trump will say it's muckraking. They're trying to get to the bottom. They're trying to do investigative journalism, trying to get to the bottom of someone they presume to be corrupt. Ultimately, it makes no difference what label you choose to ascribe to it. It is not a specific right of the corporations that have millions of dollars and big studios to have one over on any random vlogger or blogger that happens to be online. The fact that Trump has embraced this fact, understands that social media is now more potent than corporate media of yesteryear, the cable news or newsprint, whichever it may be, or both combined. The fact that he recognizes this and doesn't treat the old corporate groups with kid gloves and say, oh, I love you so much, I'll sit down for an interview, doesn't mean he's denigrating their First Amendment rights. Is he impeding them from writing stories? No, quite clearly. They write stories every day about how evil and wicked he is. They do that all the time. That's their right. They can do that if they want. They go on TV and talk about how he's probably a madman. Yeah, you can do that if you want. You can do whatever you want. You're part of the press. So am I. So is Lionel Nation. So are Stefan Molyneux and Sargon and Varg and all of these other people. Razorfist is part of the press. We're all doing it. Every YouTube, you made a YouTube video, you engaged in an activity of the press. You wrote a book, you edited a book, you published something online on a blog. It's the same fucking thing. So what you're saying, these people, they're like proclaiming they're going to have a bill in Congress, to force the White House to put out its press secretary at least twice a week, and the media will be able to report on it directly, like it'll be filmed and stuff. Does that mean that because those groups in a constitutional fashion don't have any rights that a random vlogger or blogger does, that will be open to us as well? Will we be able to sit in on those meetings and record them? Or at least get an internet-based stream? Now, I wouldn't be averse to that, by the way. If this bill included an element of, it'll be streamed on YouTube Live so that other, the social media, the alt-media apparatus can also do their own direct reporting. Yeah, that's just fine. That's great. That's fine by me. Yeah, it'd be wonderful. I know I'd be sitting in on that shit. I'd be live analyzing it myself. But to say that these cable entities or newsprint entities have some sort of special set of rights that's being violated because Trump doesn't want to give them the time of day because he spars with them constantly, Sorry, that's not a violation of the First Amendment. Are they being disallowed from speech? No. Are they disallowed from reporting on what he's doing? No. They're simply not being given a live question and answer session every fucking week. That's not a violation of the First Amendment. It's simply not. They're able to do their job. They can use Twitter like any other person. What they're sad about is that because Trump takes to social media to put his views out there, somebody like me or some other random YouTuber or blogger or someone who's retweeting him can respond faster than the corporate media can. They have to put it before a team of editors. They have to write the story. They have to edit the story. They have to set out their programming for the subsequent hours. They have to collate it all. They have to put it in the proper order with all the ads, with all the commercials and everything else. They've got to get everyone's makeup on. They got to get their hair plugs right and stuff. It takes them hours to do what someone on Twitter can do in a few seconds and what someone on YouTube can do within 10 minutes. That's what they're afraid of. They're terrified of the alt media. And I correctly predicted they would begin lashing out at alt media. They're doing it now. They've been doing it continuously. The New York Times says, we need censorship of the internet because speech is the same as actions, and hateful speech is somehow an aggressive physical attack. They've been saying this for a long time now. You notice in the wake of the election that all of that came true. They began doing that. They said, we need more censorship online. We need laws against certain types of speech. And then you have, of course, as a preface to that, years ago, you have people like Feinstein saying, well, some random blogger shouldn't be actually reporting on political matters. They're not a member of the press. Bullshit from a constitutional standpoint, Ms. Feinstein. You are totally, completely crazy and wrong. That's what they're afraid of. And the thing is, here's the thing. These corporate entities within newsprint or within cable, they have ties to both parties. Maybe not to Trump. Trump was friends with Joe and Mika a while ago. Now he lambastes them too, and they do the same in return to him. But here's the thing. All these groups have ties with basically all of the Republican senators and congressmen too. That's why they get away with saying this sort of bullshit, and the only person standing against them is Trump. Trump and people within the alt media. Trump and people on social media are currently standing against the cable and newsprint juggernaut. Everybody else just rolls over and says, oh, Trump is evil. He's Adolf Hitler incarnate or something like that. He's engaged in propaganda. He's beating the rights of the press. He's attacking the press. He's like a dictator. He's not attacking the press. He's attacking a handful of corporate entities engaged in the activities of the press. That would be like, did Hillary Clinton not do the same thing when she delivered her now infamous speech about frogs and the alt-right, when she said that groups of Americans were deplorable because they spoke ill of her? And a lot of those people were engaged on social media in an activity of the press, putting their opinions out there in a non-verbal manner, in a non-personalized manner, as in not talking to a group of other people in person. They're doing it online. Was that not technically then an attack upon the press? Or are you simply seeking to differentiate the corporate press, the businesses with an FCC license and so-called journalists with $1 million studio, from us little peons who have a webcam and a laptop computer? There is no legal differentiation between the two. The fact that I don't have a press pass to go and sit in on things doesn't matter. It doesn't, constitutionally speaking, under the First Amendment, doesn't make any difference. A person's free expression online is covered by the same protection as some corporation engaged in the activities of the press. It would be the same for like Amazon or something. Yeah, they release books. It's an activity of the press. It's self-explanatory. YouTube is almost, in that sense, a press site more than it is anything else. Yeah, a lot of it's entertainment. Who cares? Entertainment can be put on a printing press. Now can it too? It's the same thing. So no, Trump is currently attacking the legacy media, as I would call it. He's not attacking the press as a whole. If he were, he would be attacking virtually the entire U.S. population, including millions and millions of people from foreign states as well that weigh in on and analyze U.S. issues too. And some of those people are critical of him. When's the last time he went after some left-leaning YouTuber for criticizing him? He hasn't. It's not the criticism that matters, it's the corporate model that matters. These groups, they get money from all the people who are funding Hillary Clinton anyway. I wonder why they would attack him. On that token, I've got to defend him. And you don't even have to really like Trump, but he is correct. His statement is fundamentally right. The fake news, which is to say the corporate news that the left used to realize was fake, they always raked him over the coals when Obama was president. They raked him over the coals when W was president. Any group seen as having ties to the establishment was declared to be evil, an enemy of the people. Oh, well, they shouldn't even exist. I remember when the left was using like RT for most of its sources. RT and Al Jazeera that now they shun and they call it Russian propaganda. They loved it at the time. They loved it when Obama was running against Romney and RT would beat up on Romney because he was just an idiot, honestly. They loved RT then. They never called it Russian propaganda 4 years ago. Now they do. Now all of a sudden it's controlled by Vladimir Putin. Look, the hypocrites, how quickly your opinion changed. And then those of us who just stand against the establishment and corporatism in general, who have been doing the same fucking thing for 10 years, you'll say that, you know, we're like far right or like Trump pawns or something. Has nothing to do with that. He's right, is he not? Your own statements don't run to the contrary of that. Those statements from the past when you said the same exact thing. A lot of these people, they attacked the so-called press, which is the corporate, the legacy media, cable and newsprint. They attacked it all the time. All of a sudden, they think that they're sacrosanct. All of a sudden, these groups are beyond reproach. Oh, they've got a journalism degree. We can't criticize them. They're going after Trump. We can't criticize them. So the next time they support a war or support some program that'll fall through and abuse people, you'll just roll over and play dead and say, oh, that's great because these groups attack Donald Trump and we hate him or something like that. That's dumb. It's really, really dumb. That's about all. Peace out.